habits are a reflection of our image, self-beliefs, and entire personality. Change your habits to change your self-beliefs. If your habit is to game, your self-beliefs are going to be you are lazy, out of shape, and even a gimp. A gimp is someone who doesn't fit the norm. If your habit is to go to the gym, your self-beliefs is that you're healthy, active, and you like self-improvement. We're all trying to better ourselves, creating new and healthy habits. But a lot of the time we struggle with forming new habits. We give it a go for a week or two, and then it kind of dies out, and then we never really try again until like a month or maybe a year later. And when it doesn't work out, we tend to beat ourselves up about it and think maybe this isn't for me. I'm not going to sit here and tell you to do something for 21 days and let it stick that way and you'll change your whole life and develop any habit that you want. I want to tell you shit that's actually going to benefit you and help you in some way. I'm looking to help young men who want a better way of living. The reason we find developing new habits so hard is because we have to actively think about doing them. An old habit, we do it automatically. Think, you got up in the morning, you make your coffee and your breakfast together. It's just a habit, that's what you do. It's stuck in there, you don't even have to think about doing it, you just do it and you can think about something else that's going on. Our brains get to rest. We don't have to think about what we're doing. And this information is important because it ties in with what I'm going to say later on in the video. My first tip for developing a new habit is the cue and reward method. Keeping the same cue and reward, but changing the habit. Say you enjoy smoking every day because it stimulates you in some sort of way. That's your habit, that's your routine. That's what your brain automatically thinks when you get up. So the cue is craving the stimulation. The reward would be getting that stimulation. As soon as you can identify the cue and reward, it makes changing the habit a lot easier. So now we found the cue and reward, we want to replace the habit with a new one. We want to replace it with something that gives you the same stimulation. Something that would be like coffee or a lollipop.
Into the mouth. Nice.
There's actually a dozen of studies showing that if you keep the cue and reward but replace the habit, you are more likely to quit smoking. And I've got one that relates to me and it might relate to you. When I felt emotional, that was my cue, and my habit was to play video games. The reward was I forgot about these emotions, and what helped me is changing my video game habit to going the gym, weightlifting. And I had exactly the same response. I felt emotional, I went to the gym, I worked out, I forgot how I felt. I took my anger, my stress, all that onto lifting weights and bettering myself. And I forgot about my emotions. And now I've got to the point where I don't even have to think about it and I just go because I enjoy it. So how I mentioned earlier about how we have to consciously think about doing these new habits. And that's why it's so hard to form them. You have to make it so you don't have to think about them, which obviously ties in with the cue and reward systems. But also by setting a time, say you wanted to go to the gym after work, I would make sure the plan couldn't fail. I didn't have to think about anything. Okay, for an example, you go to work, you think, oh, I'm going to the gym later, and then you head home, you need to think about what clothes you want to put on, then you need to think about if you're going to have food before it or after it, and you have to think about driving there, getting back in your car. You know, it's too much thinking to do. So what I did, I brought my clothes with me, I brought my pre-workout snack, my pre-workout juice, then I headed straight to the gym. I didn't have to think about anything, it was just, that was my next destination and that's where I would go and that's it. That's how I made it so I didn't have to think too much about it. You know, if you're thinking about it too much, you're heading towards the gym, it's raining, you're tired from work, you've had a long day at work, and you go home, you sit down, you have some food, and you think, oh, I don't really want to go to the gym, it's raining, I've had a long, hard day. You know, you've sat down, you've been on your feet all day, you're not going to want to get up. That 10 minutes, that 5-10 minutes you've been sitting down for, you're not going to want to move. That's exactly what happened to me. I came home after a long 12-hour days of working. I wouldn't want to go to the gym, and that's why I made sure I didn't go home before going to the gym. I couldn't skip it this way. I didn't have that chance to think about I didn't want to go. I had the pre-workout snack and juice to fuel my workouts. I got dressed just as I finished work or when I got to the gym in the changing rooms. I wasn't craving anything. It couldn't fail. This habit was created for success. The only chance that I had was if I changed direction and went home in my car, or I just went straight home. There's no other choice for me to not go. It was all set up for success. And that's what you need to do if you're serious about creating these new habits. And I wasn't going to add this point about creating new habits but it helped me with developing some habits. So I wanted to link it into the video. Just it might help you guys. So what I did is I tied my good habit with another good habit that I wanted to develop. So my first good habit was reading, and once I developed that, and once I got past like even thinking about it, I was, reading 20 minutes, half an hour, like however long I wanted to read for, I just read for that long. So once I got to that point of just enjoying it, just doing it every day, I tied journaling in with this, because that was always something that I wanted to do. It's like going to therapy. So what I would do is I would either do it before or after reading, and this way I couldn't really, because I already enjoyed reading. Every day I want to read, I want to learn. So tying journaling in with it, I couldn't really fail. I had my reading book next to me, I had my journaling book next to me. When I got into bed, before bed, this is when I would do it. It's just there then. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to get up, go in my drawer. I don't have to think about it. It's just there next to me for me to do it. And what you're getting from this video is you need to, not think about the habit. It's what makes it easy to do. The more you have to think about it, the more harder it is to develop these habits. And I would do these habits because it was good for my brain just before bed, to wind down, slow my brain down, slow my heart rate down, to just get ready to go to sleep. And I found that I had a better night's sleep, and I consistently do it now without even thinking, because it's just something that I enjoy doing. I enjoy reading, I enjoy writing my day down and what I'm grateful for. I get better sleep, I feel good, mindset and mental health is up to par. So let me know what helps you. Share this video if you think it will help someone you know. If they've gone off their New Year's resolutions a bit, then this might be a reminder or a bit of help to get back into their new healthy habits. Do what needs to be done, not what you feel like doing.